welcome into my Flosstube channel. I'm Katie, and today is episode 16 of my Flosstube series. Welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. Today is Saturday, June 8th. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Georgia, so we'll be planning to get some outside time in today. I hope everyone uploaded, and yeah, I'm glad to be back and want to share some of the things I've been working on with you since my last video. And I also want to thank all of the kind comments that I got on the last video. They were very sweet, and and me and my boyfriend are both very thankful for all your kind words about Daisy. So y'all are all very sweet. So let us get into talking about some projects. I have been working quite a lot. I did have to do quite a lot of frogging, so not as much progress as the number of stitches that I feel like I have done and then taken out would indicate. But I'm going to show you all of my stuff, and we're going to chat, and yeah, let's get into it. Got my official YouTube mug with me today. I mean, it's not an official YouTube mug. This is my YouTube filming mug. Oh dear. Okay, so first on the agenda is a couple of new starts because I have zero chill. The first one, this is a freebie, and I realized I had not stitched this yet. And I had to fix that immediately. This is the Quirky Quaker Pride freebie. I believe this still is available as a freebie from Darling and Whimsy Designs, Deanna. And yes, I do need to get my nails done. They're pretty bad. But I realized I had never done this, and it's June. It's Pride Month, so I want to stitch all the Pride supporting patterns and queer designers and show solidarity and support that way. So I realized I had not done that, and kitted this up Wednesday night. Got it together. This is an iridescent 14 count Aida, just the kind that comes in the little tube from Joann's or Michael's, and I can probably fit a couple more on here possibly. So I consider doing all of the Pride ones that come with this, even if I do not identify as them. So that's kind of something I need to think on, whether or not that would be appropriate. But that was a thought, if I could have them all. This isn't a full, I chopped off a piece at the bottom, so I don't know if all of them would fit, but that was a thought that I had. I don't know if it's a good one or not. But this frame was actually a gift. A friend of mine was cleaning out her house, and she was moving, and so she asked if I wanted these, and of course I said yes. And I think this is like the perfect size for a Quirky Quaker. It's like, I think 4 inches across, so it's the perfect size for a Quirky Quaker. And yeah, it's just adorable. So I have had a stressful couple of weeks at work, so I kind of did not get as far as I wanted on this and my other new start. I had to redo this top section twice. Or actually, this is the second go round. I couldn't count. I miscounted that one long chunk and messed it up. So it's okay. I will work on this later today, probably by the pool. Okay, so my next new start is one I spoke about. So my next new start is one that I mentioned in the last video. I bought the Frosted Pumpkin Arctic Animal Sal full kit with the 28 count casual linen, and I have done some work on it. And again, I don't know why, but I had some major issues counting on this fabric. I've had some struggles with this fabric. It's my first time using a 28 count casual. That's typically the kind that the Frosted Pumpkin has in their kits. The non-Ada version, and the threads are much thicker, but the holes are a lot smaller, so it has been a struggle. I've been having to use the light like right next to there's like no smudges on that thing. How close I've been trying to get to this thing through the magnifying glass. So it has been a little bit slow going with this guy. The first drop is quite large, so I was a little anxious, but she's kind of big for first drop. And I did start late because I was waiting on the kit. So hopefully I will be able to catch up. I think the next section will be coming this Monday, I believe. So I have been working quite a lot on this. You can't tell because I frogged so much. There was so many stitches down here in the bottom. That's better. It's not in front of my face. I had so much white up in here, and I don't even. You can almost see where some of the holes were. So I might need a smaller needle. There we go. So taking it slow and learning kind of how this fabric is and how I need to be counting on it, and starting like not going from here all the way over here or something like that. So yeah, but I frogged like a whole bunch and had some counting issues, but I still love the pattern. It's definitely a me thing because the pattern is really good. And this monstrosity, I spent several hours in front of the TV getting the flosses all carded up and everything. So I do love the colors. But this took me way too long. Anyway, that is that. So those are my two new starts. And I hope to make lots of progress on them in the coming days, especially Quirky Quaker. That guy should be done really quick. I really like that pattern. It's super cool, super cute, and I think you can still get it as a freebie from Deanna. Alrighty. So moving on to existing whips. Check my notes. Okay. So the next project that I worked on was, I actually wished I should have pulled this out more. Song of Nowruz by Miriam from marroomydesigns. And I got to about, the halfway point. So this is about halfway done. I worked on this a good bit for Maroomy May, and can't wait to get more progress on it. I did do a little bit of experimentation because I'm not super commonly familiar with using variegated floss, but I kind of changed it up. I don't know if you can tell, but I went from using a loop start double strand to two separate pieces of floss. So I think the effect is better down here. The variegation, and this is like a little bit more stripey, which is cool too, but I kind of wanted to experiment. And I do need to note that Miriam commented on my last video and let me know that Nowruz is not a Muslim holiday. I'm going to pull up her comment so I make sure I get it right, because this is important. Okay. She says Nowruz is a secular Persian holiday that is celebrated in many countries across the globe. So I was wrong, and she so she told me. And I'm very thankful because I definitely want to get it right. Yeah, so that is where I got on Nowruz. And this is a 16 count Witchelt Ada in the color Icelandic Gray. And then the variegated is a Dying for Cross Stitch and dark gray DMC and like a berry red pink DMC. The needle minder is from Adam Hart Cross Stitch. These came with the heart floss drops that I ordered from her. So that is all of the things that you see here on this project. Okay, let's see what else. Yes. So next, should be no surprise, was Maple Lane. I worked on this one a little bit. Once I started Arctic Animals, that kind of took a back seat, surprisingly. I mean, they're both frosted pumpkins, so I'm gonna be really into these. So I'll show you the project. Oh, goodness. There is Maple Lane. So I did this bit coming out to the very... This isn't the far edge of the chart, but that's as far as I can go with my hoop right now. And so I just scooched out to the left. And this was kind of interesting because still, listen, math is not my strong suit. And counting on linen is a skill that I'm still getting good at. So I kind of, instead of counting out to the left and then going back in towards this, I just did my stitches in the opposite direction, and it was fine. I found a new to me podcast called Rachel is Knitting, and she said in one of her more recent episodes, and I just like, this stuck in my head, she said, I speed dated math. I married not math. Which is more relevant to knitting, because that can involve quite a lot of math, but I felt that in my soul so hard. Math is not my strong suit, which is kind of unusual considering the hobbies that I have chosen. So I am finding creative solutions to my lack of math skills. But once Arctic Animals was ready to go, it kind of took a back burner. Yeah, okay. So. Knock over the coffee. Check in my notes. This should be a fairly quick episode today, you guys. Last time had a lot to cover, but today it wants to focus on the K, I think. So I'm gonna have to like cover that. Okay. See if I can edit that out. So the next thing I worked on was it was a Dark 13 project, and I got some more work in on the Haunted Mansion. And so it's starting to look more like a house, a mansion, and not just an amorphous blob and like abstract squares. So not too much, but I did get a little bit done, and stop covering my face. Here we go. And really enjoying the progress on this one. It's a really fun stitch, and I like the spooky vibes all year. I am using my boyfriend's computer today, and his settings are much different than mine, so the monitor's there, but the camera's there. I'm not sure how I feel about this. So here we have some more progress on Haunted Mansion. I would say that I need to do more rotations of the projects, but once the Arctic Animals got started, I need to be caught up. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I am going to try. Was Big Hearted Tiny Town from Heart and Hand, and I finished the next 2 buildings and the little fence there, and then did the weather vane and the flag and the little fence. Words? Having a little bit of a struggle finding the words today for some reason. Work has been rather difficult the past couple weeks, so I feel like that has turned my brain into mush. That's it. So yeah, this is a 30 count mystery linen. I think it's a Witchel if it's got an orange, or no, this is Vigart if it has the orange thread. I might have that mixed up. But usually you can tell if it's got the orange on the selvage. It's one or the other. So yes, this is 30 count linen in this really soft pink color. And I thought it was interesting that I had so much more of a difficult time with the 28 count for the frosted pumpkin sal. It's just so tight. Like, it really shrank in the dyeing, and I kept skipping holes, and it was a mess. So that's why I had so many counting problems. So yeah, that is Heart and Hand. Okay, so the camera died, so I'm back, and the next section that, the next thing that I want to talk about would be my knitting, which is only the one project. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about would be the knitting section of this program, which was only the one project for now, but I do want to do more knitting, because this was such a positive experience. I'm feeling the knitting love. So, speaking of love, this is the love note from Tin Can Knits, and I have done the raglan increases and separated for the sleeves. I might have to go back and fix it because I was just kind of grooving along following the pattern, and it said, you know, do the raglan increases, cast on the separate the sleeves, cast on the underarms. I was like, great, I'm ready to go. But then the voice of reason in my head, which usually doesn't speak up very often, said, you need to try it on. You need to try it on and make sure that your arms are actually going to go through, that it's not going to be like cutting off the circulation when you try and put your arms through those holes. So I did. There are the stitches, and it fit fine, but these did get these backward loops cast on stitches for the underarm, got like way stretched out. So I am thinking once I get this back on needles and on a longer cable, I may redo that. But, I mean, otherwise, this is just going so well. I super, super love this pattern. The yarn, this, you need details. Okay. The yarn is from Treehouse Knits in the colorway Money Beats. The Money Beats from the Office collection that she did end of 2023. Remember, it was around New Year's. So, I am holding double, one strand of Truffula Cashmere, which is 81 superwash merino wool, 19% cashmere. It's so soft. It's not quite this warm in real life. It's more of like a maroony burgundy. So beautiful. And then the other base that I'm holding it double with is the Spruce Sock. 75 merino, 25% nylon. Nice. Got my hair on it. Really soft and smooth. Fingering weight yarn. So that is going really well. That's motivated me to start working on more knitting projects because I do find it more complicated, but I have a lot of knitting projects that I need to finish or make a determination on. Yeah, they've been languishing, and I don't want that. but I've just been so drawn to my cross-stitch projects, so I'm kind of torn. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more of a balanced mix going forward. So we shall see. Probably going back to the Tiny Decisions app to make it a little bit better that way. So that is everything that I've worked on. I did have one small, not so small, retail therapy item come in over the last 2 weeks, whenever this was delivered, which is from Forbidden Fiber. She did a 12 Days of the Rainbow. Crinkled. Like a countdown to the summer solstice, which is on June 20th or 21st or something like that. But I didn't want to do that, so I went ahead and opened all 12. And I still have them in their little sleeves because I didn't want to lose, get the names mixed up from what they are. And they are, ooh, it is not that punchy in real life. I got the subtle colorway, because loud fabric isn't really my favorite. I prefer the floss to be the real star of the show. But I'm getting braver and dipping my toes into more fun color fabric. And so this, I got the 18 count Ada, and these are all 1/8 of a yard. So I now have 12 1/8 yards of fun colored rainbow fabric that are just itching to have projects put on them. I don't think I will go through every one of them right now. So perhaps I'll take them out and make sure I have keep the cards so I keep them straight, and then I'll take a picture. It's a beautiful rainbow, and I don't know if this would be like a spoiler for anyone who ordered the same box, but I was kind of in my feelings, and so I mean, I'm glad to have it, but I ordered it, and now I've got tons of fabric to use, so that was great. I want my fabric stash is probably the most lacking in my craft supplies, so now I don't have to like wait and wait a month for some fabric to be hand dyed necessarily. So that is the only acquisitions I've had. I am putting myself on a no-buy. I super need to save money now, so I'm gonna work through the projects and things that I have. Pinky promise. So all that is left would be plans. And I have kind of specific plans and general, I need to work on my project plans. It is Pride Month, so gonna work on my Quirky Quaker Pride flag guy, and maybe after I'm done with that one, I'll pick another one. I have the Pride bundle that was from the Cross Stitch Collective from last year that I have not started yet, so I need to fix that. And then coming up in just about a little under 2 weeks now will be Juneteenth, and so I will start the Freedom Motif Sampler from Shaded Stitchery. I have the pattern and I have some fabric in mind. I think I have all the flosses for DMC, so that is what I'm gonna stitch. Juneteenth is on a Wednesday, and by that point in the week I'm usually pretty brain dead and tired, so I will probably officially start it the Saturday before, just so I have everything ready to go. And then we'll of course work on it on Juneteenth and onward, but I am gonna get everything up and running and ready to just pick up for Juneteenth by Juneteenth, etc. So that is a very specific plan and start that I have in mind, and then everything else will just be chugging away at my projects. I do want to cast on my Wild Ivy sweater. That one has been kind of in the back of my mind. I super want to do that sweater, and I'm a little more motivated for knitting, so really good. I also have been working on, and maybe I'll insert a picture here of the Book Nook miniature model that I started. I don't even know how long it's been, but I'm pretty close to finishing it. I want to work on it. My boyfriend is currently downstairs building more bookshelves, so that guy needs to be done so he can sit on the bookshelf with all of my books. So that guy really needs to be done. Like, seriously, it's just gluing crap together. And my diamond painting. My diamond painting has been going on for quite a while now, so I need to get that, get some progress on that. I love it. I love doing diamond painting, so yeah, I don't know why. Regardless, that is really everything regarding crafts and making and buying craft supplies, etc. Really, the only other thing would be books. I have been rereading the Heroes of Olympus from Rick Riordan. Those came out, I think the first book in the series came out in 2011. I have read them before. I love that author very much. I remember the general themes and events vaguely, but like details I don't remember so much of, so enjoying rereading those. It is summertime, so pool reads are more common these days. I should get some more reading done. So yeah, that is me for today. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you see and get notified about my next video. Take care. Bye!